Cincerillo had that heartbreaker at Washougal.
I got it on video.
Losing the overall in the last lap, and then he gets fired in the face by a T-shirt cannon.
Yes.
And there's video.
Insult to injury. Yeah, I got it.
Oh, video. We need to post that up. Whose Instagram account is that going on? We need to make sure you can find it.
Whoever's got the most followers.
Oh, here we go. Gates dropped.
Don't worry
65,
about the racing, Jay. We don't talk
10 to 11. It is underway right now. Here we go. Yeah, whoever that was right there, can't see. That was a great start. Might have been Deegan. Yep. He is bringing it. If it is, whoever that rider is, he's come to play.
KTM out front for sure. Just which one is it? Is that going to be Deegan or Bennick? And then we have the Cobra rider, Casey Cochran, as well, who did well in the first moto. But I think that's Deegan that just has gone in the lead with that orange helmet.
The whole shot went to Colin Allen from Haslett, Texas, number 35 rider. He was the Bell Helmets whole shot award winner for this race, and he was on a mission out of the gate.
You know what's crazy, JH? I can tell just by watching from a distance who those guys are now, and it's Hayden Deegan out front and Bennick right there in the number 2 spot. So our guys have been battling all week.
I wouldn't call it number 2. I call it side by side. These guys are going at it. They've already passed each other 3 times down that lane.
This is the battle we've been waiting for. These guys pretty good friends off the track. Their dads hang out. They're both part of the KTM Orange Brigade, but I wanted to see them get starts together. Look at the style right there. Deegan leg off to try to put the bike where he wants, trying to keep Bennick in sight. Great racing here.
Deegan probably going to be trying Moto, force him into mistake. And needs this Moto win after placing 3rd place in Moto number 1. The best way to set himself up for Moto number 3 would be get a win in this one, go tied in points with Bennick going into Moto number 3.
Hey, at that point, you're in control of your own destiny. At that point, going into that 3rd Moto, it's up to you to get the start and run your race and get out there and win that championship and earn it. So these guys right now, you don't want to leave anything to chance, for sure. And I tell you, that's something that's awesome about the Loretta Lynn's race. You know, this gives you guys the opportunity to experience this pressure in this situation. These guys going, 1-2 here right across the line, barely separated. This is going to be a pressure cooker here.
No doubt out there in this 65 10-11 limited. I just want to see a good race, JH. I really don't have any odds-on favorite. I have a lot of respect for all these kids. I just want to see these guys duke it out in battle. It is crazy to see them on the 65 bikes having the racecraft they do. It's amazing.
Oh, absolutely, Jimmy. I'm with you on that one. It's the future of our sport, these guys right here, and they're out here learning the skills, picking up on what the older guys are doing, watching the pro motocross races on the weekends, and here trying to put on a show for you guys out here in the stands.
So Hayden Deegan trying to keep Daxton Bennick within check, but Bennick looks like he is stretching out a little bit of a lead. I feel like Hayden Deegan does better in the modified class, and this is the limited class, so these bikes out here are basically more revolved around the stock motorcycle, how it comes off the showroom. It seems like Hayden Deegan in the other class maybe has a little bit better setup, and he can ride that bike better, maybe not used to riding more of an off-the-shelf bike, because Daxton Bennick seems to be on the throttle this moto and pulling away.
I tell you what, KTM is showing off their stock bikes here for sure. They're holding down the top 9 positions. They have all but one, and that only other bike is Casey Cochran on the Cobra. So KTM certainly putting in their homework on the stock bike class here.
That's what they do, man. They've got something for every single displacement class and every class you can race out here. And this 65 is actually redone, I think, just recently. So completely modernized. Also redone, Daxton Bennick. I think he's taller by the day. I think he gets taller every day you see him. He's way taller than last time I saw him.
He'll be racing the Pro Sport class by the end of the week.
Yeah. He'll have to fit on a 450 soon. He's gotten real long and lanky in a short amount of time. Deegan a little bit smaller, trying to keep his friend in sight. But, man, Bennick has really extended it this last time around.
Hey, much like Rodney and I spoke about in that last moto we had here, some of those guys in their finishes that may not have been what they wanted in that first moto. Our 3rd place rider, Mark Finnis, he was 23rd in the first moto. I'm sure he wasn't happy with that effort. He probably felt he had something more in the tank, and here he is up here running right behind Bennick and Deegan, the names that you've been hearing us talk about. He comes over first lap. Well, Casey Cochran's got him for 3rd. Mark still 4th place. that's going to start mixing up some of the moto scores for some of these guys who may not have had the first moto that they liked. That last lap time by Daxton Bennett was really impressive. Daxton Bennett laid down a 2:17 that last lap. Hayden Deegan second place with a 2:21. Casey Cochran with a 2:22. Mark Finnis with a 2:26. James Clow fifth place with a 2:24. Jeremy Fapini with a 2:28. Colin Allen seventh place with a 2:28 also. Logan Best with a 2:27 in eighth place. Preston, oh, you're going to help me with that one, Jimmy. Bolafugue?
Yes.
Bolafugue with a 2:26, and Noah Vinley with a 2:26. There's your top 10 rundown right now. As we're second lap into this moto, Daxton Bennett, class of the field with that 2:17. That is a very impressive lap, considering especially the track conditions and what he's up here racing against. He's taking advantage of that clean air.
Yeah, no dirty air there. I know that the MX Sports organizers, AMA, trying to figure that out, trying to get rid of the aero push. They don't like the fact that the drivers are cleaner and faster when they're out front. They want more passing. They want really that old 1960s slingshot drafting is what they'd like to have out here. And they've experimented with some high downforce, some low downforce, some high drag. And then, you know, when they take the downforce away, the teams always figure out a way to put it back in. Big thing they're doing now is kicking the bike out to the side so the spoilers collect a little more air. Oh, no, and problems for Deegan, like big problems, man. He is into a hay bale,
and
into the flagger chair.
He's in a cooler trying to dig out a Capri Sun, finish off the Sun, so he said, I'm out of here.
That's going to be a big judgment call right there because he missed a lot of the track. Now, he certainly didn't gain an advantage. The gap between he and Bennett, your leader, is going to be bigger than it was, but we've seen a couple riders take position penalties so far this week.
That gaining an advantage, we've been hearing about that in the professional ranks all season.
Yeah, have you heard that?
And I tell you what, there was that's a classic case right there of by not making a point to get back on the track closer to where you went off, you have to say there was an advantage gain sometimes. Just you hear both sides because he didn't make a pass, but yet less track, less distance traveled back onto the racing surface.
They don't call him Danger Boy for nothing. He's taking coolers out, flagger stands.
Taking out flaggers. Flaggers, we need a flagger for the flaggers. As he goes past the mechanics area, ripping it up and back on his pace, but there's the damage. 12 seconds now, the gap.
Yeah, and certainly, I mean, that was compared to his fastest lap of 2:21, that 2:25, that last lap, which was just a lap prior. That certainly made an impact on his gap. And Daxton's going to enjoy that little bit of gap here. He's going to have a chance, I think, to get out there and maybe even experiment with another line or two if he can find an improvement, if that's possible for already what he's been doing out there. So that's going to help. And it's also going to motivate the guys behind him. They're going to see that they close the gap right now. Casey Cochran can see him a whole lot better. Casey on that 66 ride, a Cobra machine. Yoni Cobra looks like up here in the top 9 riders. Another one in 10th place, Parker Ross. So I tell you what, it's going to be a motivating factor for those guys behind them to give them a little carrot, and maybe they can both run down Daxton. Here we go. Here's the replay.
Oh, there's Deegan going into the flagger chair, taking a little mid-moto break, having a seat in the cooler, checking out what kind of drinks are in there.
Good use of the hay bale to not tip over there.
Man, I packed that cooler.
Said, no Capri Sun, I'm going to roost on you.
Wow.
And he's out of there, back onto the track. But he's going to have Casey Cochran to deal with here soon because he's only 2.9 seconds down. And Cochran has been running very consistent lap times at that 2:21. So we'll see if Cochran can't make a run up to Hayden Deegan, because Deegan was third in the first moto. Cochran actually finishing second. So Cochran trying to cap off that 2-2.
I mean, Jimmy, you can tell us as racing, you know when you see that guy and you get a little bit of extra life, you get a little extra pep in your step, when all of a sudden now he comes into your view a whole lot closer. You see that the gap's been closed because of that mistake. Motivates you, I'm sure.
100% motivates you, and on top of that, when you're seeing a guy in front of you making mistakes, struggling, that gives you a good feeling like, all right, he's a little bit rattled. I can strike, try to make a pass soon before he can collect himself.
And if you know you're running comfortable lap times that are comfortable within your speed that you're running right there, that just it's got to motivate you even more.
Well, we'll see how it is next time we come around. And Deegan, that must have fired him up making that mistake, because he's dropped his lap time, running the fastest lap time for him of the race at a 2:20.9, and Casey Cochran all the way up at a 2:24. So Hayden Deegan answering the call, stretching it out to about a 6-second lead. but
Yeah.
Daxton Bennick still way out front.
Looks like Casey might have made a mistake of his own because his last lap was his fastest lap at a 2:21, turned into 2:24. So for sure, in that Mark Finnis, a rider who finished 23rd in the first moto, still holding down that fourth place ride. That's going to shake up the points here for this moto and giving him a fine showing of for his sponsors. James Clow in 5th, Colin Allen in 6th, Preston Bolzafugue in 7th, Parker Ross in 8th, Jeremy Fapini in 9th, Logan Best in 10th. So that's your top 10 right now. And all these guys, they're out there toting the mail. It's impressive watching these guys.
Hey, a couple things to announce here. First, we have a lost dog in the MX Sports trailer. It is he's just barking. Arr, arr, arr. Hey, hey, arr, arr, arr. Yeah. Wes Kane is down there. We got a lost Wes Kane without a collar, and we also have a lost dog. They say it's a white Jack Russell. I know nothing about dogs. I don't know what that means. That's the name of the dog, Jack Russell. That's the dog's name. Why do so many people name their dog Jack Russell? So many of them. There's like Jack Russells everywhere. They all look
All the
alike.
Jack
All the
Russells
Jack
seem to
Russells
look alike. I don't understand.
Say it is a purple collar, Jack Russell in the MX Sports office. I think they're enjoying having the dog in there, but they won't be able to keep it the entire week. That's message number 1. Message number 2, my personal favorite event in all of motocross. This is what's going to save the sport. This is what is going to introduce dirt bike racing to a whole new group. This is putting the fun back in dirt bikes. The Moto Playground Sidewinder coming back to the ranch for the second time. We got Harold Martin here from Moto Playground. Tell us about it and where and when.
Yeah, no, we're really excited. The guys are over constructing the course right now, so it will be tonight at 8 o'clock.
We're going to go over here so we don't get bumped anymore. There we go. What's up, Steffi? All right, go ahead. Tonight at 8.
Yeah, tonight at 8 o'clock, right behind the 7 rig or caddy corner to the beer tent.
Good location. All right. This is, you basically make a very basic course, put out some motorcycles, and let people have some fun.
Absolutely. It's all corners, so we have 7 corners. We have a starting gate, a doghouse. Historically, we've done it on time, so we would time the riders. We added a twist at Mini O's, and we are going side by side. So it's kind of King of the Mountain style or single elimination. So the winner advances. We supply the bikes, so all you have to do is show up with a helmet and a throttle hand that's ready.
That is what's awesome, man, and it's not dangerous because it's just corners, and the bikes, these are, what are we talking about?
TTR 110s, yep.
TTR 110, so the speeds are low. So anybody, we're talking moms who have never even ridden before, give it a shot.
Moms, dads, brothers, sisters, siblings, whoever, come on out. It's side-by-side action. Winner advances, loser goes and cheers on everybody else. So grand prize is a Never Summer snowboard. So really cool prize, and it'll be a lot of fun.
When you've done it, you've had a mix. You've had racers, of course, I'm sure, do it. But have you seen some people who are just like, I don't ride or race, but I'm going to just give it a shot?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and it's crazy how some of the guys that come out, last year Cooper Webb did it, and, you know, he didn't make it all the way to the end, so you never know, and you never know who you're going to be riding beside.
All right, that's awesome. Do you have an announcer?
Yeah, we do. We have a couple announcers. We've got Kevin Kelly. I'll be on the mic a little bit.
No, you need to do it. You have to do it.
You do it? Yeah. So yeah, no, it will. It'll be a lot of fun.
No, I want you to do all of it because you're really good at it. Really good at it.
I think I'm coming out of retirement.
There you go, Jimmy.
My first race back, and it'll be my last race as well.
Whether the doctors like it or not, Jimmy's going into the Sidewinder.
I figured corners. Uncle Harold says it's okay to do corners, so I am getting ready to do a Sidewinder challenge because Harold says so.
I had my kid ready, aim, fire. He loves that. He loves ready, aim, fire for a start of a race. Hey, we have an announcement over in Area 3 or Section 3 by the burnout area. That's Area 3. We have a white Tahoe with a trailer, and the number 294 is on it, Tennessee license plate. We need that thing moved. By the burnout area, a white Chevy Tahoe with a trailer for number 294. We got a crash here. All right, 8 o'clock tonight. Get ready for the announcer stylings of Harold Martin from Moto Playground. I love that thing. I need that thing to go to every event. Not even every event. Put it in a darn park and show people how cool and safe dirt bikes can be. Otherwise, our entire industry is going to be taken over by people with electric mountain bikes. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. Yeah.
So we got a great battle brewing right here between Parker Ross, the number 7 on the Cobra, and Mark Finnis on number 11 on the KTM. Parker Ross, I believe, was outside the top 10 to start this moto, and he finished, I believe, 6th place in the first moto. So he's got something to prove, and he's been making a hard charge here, and he's battling for another position on the track. Looks like he's made the pass here, it looks like.
Yeah, he's got his 11 behind him. All right, so he's made the move. One thing to note here at Loretta is you can run a single-digit number if you finish in the top 10. So that means Parker Ross was 7th in this class last year. The significance of that is to get top 10 and be young enough to be able to still come back in this age group means you're pretty fast. You got 7th against kids that were a year older than you last year. So Parker Ross got some skills, battling out with Mark, how are we going to say that? Finise, James Clough 4th, Casey Cochran 3rd, Hayden Deegan 2nd, Daxton Bennett in the lead. Casey Cochran, by the way, is already a Suzuki prospect, just waiting. They don't have a 65. But in his 85 classes, he'll ride for Suzuki, and once he moves out, he'll be full-time Suzuki.
That's right. Casey's actually been to the goat farm before. He came down. He earned his way to the goat farm through Suzuki's contingency program, where you can come earn a chance to come ride at the they call it the Suzuki Camp Carmichael. So the top Suzuki riders earn points throughout the racing season at all the major events and all their area and regional qualifiers, of course, at the ranch here as well. And then they get to earn a trip down there, and they get to do. Oh, 2 lap board is out. They get to earn themselves a trip down there for Camp Carmichael at the goat farm. So Casey's been there before, so he's looking to keep that momentum going. He gets back on his 85, getting ready to race that that class coming up here later on this evening. And if you guys are interested, if there's anyone out there who's looking forward to coming down and would like to get their chance to come to the goat farm, we got a camp. Ricky's holding his next camp the week of October the 23rd, a week-long camp. Little warm up there for Minios. For anyone who's heading down to Florida for Minios, come on, swing by the Goat Farm Camp. And we're going to have a camp there with very limited spots. We take a small number. In years past, we've had this past one we did in the spring. We had Jeff Emig there as our guest instructor. And then we did the one in the fall last year. We had Jeff Stanton come down as well, along with, of course, Ricky's mom was there. So if any of you guys are interested in coming down, check out at Goat Farm MX on the Instagram and Facebook pages, and or you can go to the website, rickycarmichaeluniversity.com, and you guys can sign up and come down to the Goat Farm. We'd love to have you in Tallahassee, Florida.
Getting close to the end of the race here as we watch Daxton Bennett lay waste to the gang here in the 65 10-11. He has had a fabulous week, and I want to catch up with Steffi Ball real quick from Fantic Bicycle. Steffi, over there, the e-assist bicycles, you guys can come demo them. We want you to come check these bikes out. They got all types. You got a full-blown racing bicycle with that e-assist. It's a lot of fun to ride.
Yeah, it's super fun. I invite everybody again to come over and try them. We are going to be here only until tonight, so this is your chance, and we are making some deals because, you know, I used to race here, and I wanted to take care of the Moto family.
Awesome. So if you want a deal on one of those new Fantic pedal assist bicycles, I rode one. It takes you just barely spinning those pedals when you have it on the sport mode, and that thing is almost a dirt bike. It's almost.
Yeah, almost. Well, it's a bicycle, so you don't have a throttle, so you have to pedal. But yeah, you know, like you can have a lot of fun with it. You can train actually with it because you always ride aerobic and not anaerobic. So it's a new tool for training as well. But it's also great for a family member, so they can go out and ride with you as a rider.
Awesome. Well, you can check them out. They're located right next to the pool. Fantic Bicycle, Steffi Ball. They want to be here for a few more hours, and then they've got to get on down the road. They want to make you a deal on a bicycle. Thanks, Steffi, for stopping by as we watch the checker flag is ready to fly for the number 41 of Daxton Bennett.
Yep, white
and the
flag.
rest of the gang. That's right.
Yeah, white flag is out. Daxton's got control of this when he just crossed over, and I tell you what, the top 3 here, we're only going to see if this stays the way it finishes right now. You'll see Hayden and Casey. Daxton will be 1-1. Hayden and Casey Cochran will have switched positions from their first moto.
So they'll be all tied up for that one.
Yep, James Clough, he finished 5th, so he'll improve by 1 spot, being in. Oh, he'll be in 5th. Yep, 5th place. No, he just 5th place. So he improved himself by a spot from his first moto. So they're going to be tight. There's going to be no breathing room for that third moto. Even your leader, Daxton's certainly in the catbird seat, but that doesn't mean anything.
Oh, if he gets a 4th place and one of those other kids wins it, game on. We flip it all around, and then it gets confusing, and we have to do math, and nobody up here is really capable of doing math. Thank goodness they have that fancy computer that does all the work for us, Jimmy and JH, man. It's such a nice luxury up here.
I got my cell phone. It tells me, I don't even know how to read.
You just ask Siri, hey, Siri, who's going to win this moto?
Yeah, exactly. It tells me, well, it's probably going to be Daxton Bennett.
Wes, get in here.
We're back in here. JH, you're on the sidelines now. We'll call you up.
Goodness.
We're going to leave.
Wes, just like that.
All right, here's the deal.
Get out of here.
Here's the deal, Kevin. We've been raising money down there. We're trying to reach our goal. What do we got here?
$300, flack aware. But let's get a challenge.
I tell you, here's a challenge right now. Dax Bennett's dad said that Deegan is cheap. He said, I will throw down $500 if Deegan throws down $500. There's $1,000 right there. So Dax Bennett, Todd Bennett, he's calling out Deegan, saying, hey, get off your wallet. Brian Deegan, come down here, match, put $500 down, and I'll throw $500 down. It's for the Brett Downey Safety Foundation. Can you do that? Can you throw down $500?
Let's do 6.
We're at 600. So right here, we've got $600. I'm calling out Todd Bennett. You throw down 600, and then we'll get Deegan to throw down 600. And Jimmy Albertson, you smell that money? What do you got there? How much money is that, Jimmy Albertson?
It smells like $600, about right.
More than you made at a day at the pro motocross track. So we got you covered right here, dog.
I challenge Jason Wygant, the equal amount to Jason Wygant, $4. That'd kill Jason Wygant.
Yeah.
$4.
Hey.
So here's what happened. Jason Wygant, Jimmy, Georgia, they all came down there. We did really awesome. I want to thank you, Jimmy, for coming down there.
No
Hey,
problem.
Wes.
I had such a fun
Wes.
time down there.
Tell him about the gun, the cannon arm that I had to display down
We
there.
had a ringer down there. He played AAA ball. He came in. He was sent in, and he just burned that thing up down there.
Here's
dunked.
what ended up.
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about me.
Oh,
I had the
yes.
full wind-up. I had the stretch. I
The
nailed
redemption.
Albertson and put
He
him right in the
stinks-
drink.
You stink at dodgeball, but you can throw a softball. I don't know what happened, how you acquired the skill, but you went down there and you dunked Jimmy Albertson, Georgia, everybody that sat in
Put
the
him
tank.
right down. I
You
put him
did.
right down.
Wagon going all out,
We had-
donating a whole 25 cents towards the charity. That is huge.
But I want to thank Davey stopped by, Malcolm Stewart dropped by, and I mean, this is amazing.
Wilhan's shoulders
Think so.
dropped by.
Anybody wants to challenge
Dropped out.
more? Wes Kane can get it done.
We'll get it done. I'm calling
right.
out right now. I've got $600. Todd Bennett, can you match that? And they call Deegan the cheaper dealer. Get off your wallet, Brian Deegan. I got $600 here. You need to come down here and match it. It's all about the Metal Militia, but right now it's all about the Brett Downey Foundation. Get in where you fit in.
All right, I got to get this podium in right now. You're relentless, Wes. Love it. All right, here it is. Gold medal for Daxton Bennick. Come on over here, Dax. Well, we were waiting to see you and your buddy Hayden Deegan get a start together. We got to battle for a little bit, but man, you were flying.
Thank you.
Take us to the beginning of that moto, how you're able to get the lead and take off.
Well, I had a horrible start. I think I started in 4th gear. I don't know what happened there, but I was charging hard at the beginning, and then once I passed Hayden, I just started flowing and just pulled away.
Looking good, man. Who do you want to thank, Daxton?
Lord Jesus Christ for keeping me safe. KTM Orange Brigade, Moto Snare, Hilo Dunlop Tires, Ethica, TM Design Works, Pro Taper, Skull Candy, Power Band Suspension, FMF, Scott Goggles, Alpine Stars, Chorley Designs, and everybody else. Thank you.
Good job. All right, let's hear it for the 41, who's number 1 in this one, Daxton Bennick. All right, and KTM has proprietary ownership of this class. Second place, also. We have our whole shot award. All right, we'll bring him up. Where's the big board? Here it is. Grab that thing, Colin. And our whole shot winner, Bell Helmets, Colin Allen. And we'll get Hayden Deegan up here and Casey Cochran in just a minute. But Colin, tell me about that start, man.
Oh, man, it was good. Got a good jump. Can't thank the whole Dunlop people for just making my tires good and just giving me a good hookup coming out of the gate.
Who do you want to thank elsewise?
Oh, I just got to thank the whole Grapevine Power Sports. Make 100% GoPro, Axo, Vertex Dunlop. Man, I'm just going blank. Roosty Max, Shock Socks. Just got to thank a lot of the community and just 6D, GoPro. So tired, man. Thank you so much.
That's all good, man. All right, let's hear it for Colin Allen one more time. Giving it his all out there. We got Hayden Deegan around. Let's get Hayden on up. Let's get Hayden Deegan on up. There he is. Yeah, you want one more? Go ahead, Colin.
I just can't thank the whole underground community enough. They're such a big help in my life. Just doing good so far.
Excellent. Thank you, Colin. Here's Hayden Deegan, our runner-up. I don't think it's any 65s on the line right now. Those are big bikes about to take off. And here comes the Danger Boy. Second place for Hayden Deegan. Well, you got to battle with your buddy Dax for a little bit in that one.
Yeah, I got off to a great start, got the whole shot, and came around the corner. Dax got me, and he was riding super good. My rear wheel was kind of dragging a little bit, but happens, and I just tried to stick with him, and I got second.
Who do you want to thank?
K10 Orange Brigade, Team Dunlop, Thor 100% Power Band, and everybody else, thank you so much.
Boom, there it is. Hayden Deegan taking second in 65. Good job. And Casey Cochran will be our third place finisher on the Cobra. And we'll bring him on up. This guy's been up here quite a bit this week. Let's hear it for Casey Cochran. All right, how'd that moto go, Casey?
Well, Dunlop tires got me off to a good start, and just passed a few kids and just rode my race.
Who do you want to thank?
My mom, my dad, Cobra, EBR, Moto X Compound, Dunlop, 100%, Answer, Roost, Liette, Alpine Star, Pro Taper, Nihilo, and everybody else. Thanks. Bell.
We got it. All right, Casey Cochran, third place. Good job on the Cobra 65. And that will do it for our double dip of the 65 class.